Welcome back everyone to our YouTube channel. This is Namakando Academy. With us here, we'll be looking at mathematics, particularly delving deep into limits. Alright, so I have a question with me here. The question is, what is a limit? So I won't really go into looking at the formal definition of a limit. By this, I mean advanced mathematical concepts, mainly use neural analysis to define a limit. So instead, I'll just go general and define what a limit is so as it can be understood by everyone who is interested in learning mathematics, be it a mathematician or just someone with enthusiasm in mathematics. So what is a limit? So you need to understand to say a limit is simply a value. By value, we could mean a numerical value. This means a number. So you need to understand to say in most cases a limit is simply a number. So we're saying a limit is a value. So mostly we mean numerical value. By numerical value, we mean a number. So a limit is a numerical value. That's one thing you need to understand. So this is a number. Now what kind of number is this one? So it's a numerical value that a function approaches. So this is simply a number a function approaches as its input. Now we understand, say a function is defined in terms of a variable. So we're saying that a function will approach this number because its input as its input. By this we mean variable approaches a certain value. So if I have my function to be f of x, I understand to say f of x is defined in terms of x. Thus, whatever x approaches in terms of number, it means that even the function will approach a certain number. Now that number being approached by a function is what we refer to as a limit. So if I have my f of x to be equals to 3x squared plus 2, it means that whatever is happening to the function fully depends on my input, my variable x. So this means that whatever happens to this function f of x is fully dependent on x. 3 and 2 are just constants, so they really don't cause any change to the function. So now I'm defining a limit as a value that this is going to go close to as x is approaching a certain number. Now let us write this in form of a notation. Let us write our limit in form of a notation. So I'm saying that if I have f of x like this, we're saying that f of x is simply going to approach a certain number, which is, let's say, L. So now this L will be my limit. So this is a value, it's a numerical value, thus this is a limit. So now how to simply write this as a limit? What I'm going to do is, here before writing f of x, I'll write limit like this. And now since we're defining a limit as what f of x approaches, now we're saying that this is fully dependent on what x goes close to. And now what I will do is, I will say that x here is approaching a certain value, which is also a number, and we say that number be c. So this which we have is simply a notation of this definition to say f of x is simply approaching a certain value, which is L, And this L being approached by f of x because of x approaching c is what we define as our limit. Now you need to understand to say both both c and L are real numbers, we'll say, in most instances. So this is looking at basic mathematics. And you need to understand, say, x cannot be equal to c. So this is a limit, which is a value that a function approaches as its input, which is a variable, goes close to a certain number. Thank you and see you in the next discussion.